Davey T, Dave Tetley with the Opel Manta 400 Chevrolet Thunder Saloon.
There he goes, David Tetley in the massive V8 engined Thunder Saloon. First of our 20 fastest qualifiers. Keep an eye on the clock for all of these runners. This is the run that counts.
So it was a very, very neatly controlled getaway.
Oh, he's just saved that. It was all squirrely and locked up. And he stuck it on the grass on the apex of Molecombe, and it gripped again as it hit the tarmac. And David Tetley, experienced racer, gathered it all up, and he'll have lost time and skipped a few heartbeats as well on the way. But all is okay for the Stars and Stripes Manta. We held our breath here, Marcus, in the commentary box, I can tell you.
I did, watching it on the screen.
And across the line, 57.34 for David Tetley, 104 miles an hour.
Peter Stevens away in 66, the Vauxhall Carlton.
This car won so many races in the British Thunder Saloon Championship in the late 80s. John Cleland, who's here this weekend, who's a champion in this car. Trouble for Pete Stevens, vastly experienced racer, very neatly through Molecombe in the massive Carlton V8. Tetley, 57.34 is the time to beat at the moment. This is going to be close, 58.38. The clock ran on a little bit there. 58.384
There's our third runner. It's Peter Schleifer, all the way from Bavaria with the mighty Can-Am Lola. Running into series championship on the historic circuit. Finest Can-Am cars for many years. Dealer.
Yes, indeed. Big oversteering moment as he turned in on the grass. Stops the clock at 56.42. Currently our fastest time. Peter Schleifer then leads the way in the Lola T310.
Zenda Garvey out of the blocks with the Pikes Peak Peugeot.
We're running in reverse order, of course, ladies and gentlemen, so technically we should get quicker with each and every car, unless anyone makes a mistake. Garvey turning in nice and early, using the grass there on the apex. First turn. Look at this massive bill-winged monster. Vatanen's Pikes Peak winning Hillclimb Peugeot. Shattering turbo wastegate, and he shuts the throttle for Molecombe, picks up the power again, and a whoosh of grunt as it heads towards the wall. Keep an eye on the clock, 56.42 is the time to beat.
Similar times to the Thunder Saloons, I suspect.
For the line, what's it going to be? Can he go? Yes, indeed, 55.77 for Enda Garvey.
He picked all that up from the wall to the top of the hill. Tremendous.
Paul Smith in the Abarth's Ford Sierra RS 500 homologation special, the Group A touring car. Won all before it in the European Championship and the British Championship. This one in the livery raced by Tim Harvey and Lawrence Bristow in Britain in the late 80s. Some neat round model. Alexander's on the exit. Big pressure on these drivers now. The final run of the weekend. A bit slower than Ender Garvey at the split there. 55.77 is the time to beat. Can he make it up round the final two corners? No, he can't. 56.97. He goes third quickest with that time. Behind Schleifers, Lola T310. David Donner's outrageous Pikes Peak, self-built Chevron powered Donner is on the course.
Back down for us, does it?
No. 2.27 seconds to the good at the first split on the approach to Moulcombe. These cars are running in reverse order. 20 cars. He's already 3.3 seconds to the good. An ultimate right-hander and hard on the gas around the left-hander. What's he going to do? 51.72. 4.05 seconds quicker than Endergaard. That is superb. What about Ben Schneider, Marcus Smith?
Chris Lock on course now, and he's pushing that Lotus 77 on a 3-built. Historic Formula 1 racer. Comes to Europe a couple of times a season.
Keep an eye on the screen. Is he up at the split? No, he's not. He's 1.68 seconds in arrears. That is a fantastic climb by David Donner. Obviously, had a little bit of trouble with that car in qualifying to across the line. 54.39 puts him second behind David Donner. Mighty Ferrari 712 Can-Am car. Must be quite some beast to thread up this narrow strip of asphalt here at Goodwood. Split. 6/10 down. Just 6/10 down. We'll make that up in the final 50 section towards the top of the hill.
It's a fine effort, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. Stretch that down to 9/10 now. Got some work to do to get the weather from 1.72. I don't think he's going to do it. Going to be close. 53.23. That puts him second.
Now, I saw Jeremy Smith go down, and Andrew Bowen as well, but Andy Willis is going next. Andy Willis in the FW08C flat-bottomed Williams. Andy Willis from Vauxhall Restorations up in Lincolnshire. Well-known historic racer.
This will be a quick time and qualifying in the top 8.
Beaumont's on the line, incidentally.
He's 8/10 adrift of the first split.
Not that much in DFV cars, but certainly looking very adept at the wheel.
Monaco Grand Prix winner in Frankie Rosberg's hands in 1983. Andy Willis the 52.10. He goes second quickest, Andy Willis in the Williams. Good effort.
here's a man who can go quicker. It's Andrew Beaumont.
Just the right blend of wheel spin and clutch slip to get the DFV-powered Lotus Grand Prix car off the line as efficiently as possible.
He's on the road very nicely with the first couple of right-handers.
Yeah,
to help him.
You need to be precise. You don't need to go onto the grass. There's no grip on there. Wonderful soundtrack from the wailing 3-litre Cobra DFV in Andrew Beaumont's Lotus 76. He's 1.6 seconds, yes it is. He's up on David Donner's Chevrolet Pikes Peak car. Keep an eye on the clock, sub 50. Yes indeed, 49.74. Andy Beaumont goes quickest in the Lotus 76 by some margin. That's great.
Here's Daniel Lloyd then, 7th quickest qualifier, Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, number 79.
I assume we've got no Jeremy Smith, Marcus, in the march.
I thought I saw him come down, but he's not coming back up again.
Great onboard shots with Dan Lloyd, look, in the Porsche, inch perfect, using all of the available grip on the tarmac. Goodness, he tucked that into the apex of Malcolm and had a big slide and run out to the edge.
But he's quickest on the split.
Oh, crikey. He's only a young lad and he's going great guns in the Porsche Carrera Cup GB, supporting BTCC. He's a race winner already. That's fantastic. What's it going to be? 49.65. He's 9/100ths of a second quicker than Andy Willis. Round of applause for Dan Lloyd. That's awesome. He'd have been even quicker without that mistake at Malkin.
Well, there's Rod Millen again. The Pikes Peak Toyota doesn't want to leave the line, but once it gets going...
Hot bang blast. Oh, crikey. If he could just get the start sorted. Right, watch this from the onboard. Look how busy Rob Millen is in the cockpit of this unbelievable machine. Central driving position. Oh, the massive, he dragged a lot of mud onto the course at Malcolm there. That's going to make it three.
On the grass.
He's on the grass and sideways. Oh, hold it. Oh, he spun it.
He's clocked.
Yeah. Red flag. That's all gone wrong for Rod Millen. Scrubbed a lot of speed off on the grass, and he's just clipped the barrier there. Right, that's going to take a little while to clear up. We're going to have a replay of that on the screens, we hope. That was very dramatic. We were watching from the onboard as he sawed at the wheel from lock to lock to keep this bucking Bronco of a Pikes Peak machine under control. Awesome stuff. So there's Rod out of the car. He's all right. Round of applause for Rob Millen. The fans appreciating a trier, Marcus, that's for sure.
What a shame, and yeah, it's just tucked all the front underneath it. That's made a mess of it, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, yeah.
But the good thing is that Kiwi Rod Millen out of it and absolutely fine. He got on the grass coming out of Malcolm, as you saw when you're riding with him on the in-car. At that point, a lot of us, including Paul Swift, who was standing watching, all sort of had a deep intake of breath, but it didn't come back.
Here's a replay then. Right, keep an eye on the screens. Here's Rod, slow-mo into Malcolm. We need a wider view of that. He's got quite a lot of lock on, and it runs. Yes, it runs onto the grass, and he keeps his foot in, look, and he gets it straight, and then when it grips on the tarmac, it pinballs up the bales, and it's folded the offside front suspension. Here's a rear shot. Look at that. He's just too sideways, and it clouts that bale and pushes the offside front suspension back, and it lands on its own. Yeah, that's going to be a while, because there is a lot of straw and muck and grass on the course there, which they'll need to get rid of, because, well, it's on the approach to the wall, and it's where you need to brake. It's such a fine line, isn't it, for these guys, especially when they're feeling the pressure of the shootout. And of course, the cars are getting quicker as we work our way through the order. Michael Bartels waits patiently on the start line. He was 5th fastest qualifier in the MC12 Maserati. Fastest so far, if you missed it, was young Dan Lloyd in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. 49.65 seconds, just 9/100ths of a second quicker than Andy Beaumont's Lotus 76. 49.65 plays 49.74. Right, bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed the most recent action on the hill here, here's a replay of what happened. Rod Millen got it all wrong in the fearsome Toyota Tacoma pickup. He ran wide on the notorious left-hander at Moulcombe. Here's the onboard shot, carrying a bit too much speed. It goes on the grass. He thinks he's got it, and it's straight, and it grips on the tarmac and hits these very unforgiving straw bales on the approach to the wall. It's a good job, actually, that it did hit that bale there, because it slowed it down. He was heading towards the wall at some pace. There it is from the outside. Look at that. He's got his foot hard down, and then it all unravels for him. I think rather a side-on run down the bales than a head-on into the wall. Here are the times so far then. Fastest Daniel Lloyd in the Porsche 911, 49.65. Just behind him, Andrew Beaumont in the Lotus 76, 49.74. Third at the moment, David Donner in the Donner Chevrolet DD3 Pikes Peak machine, 51.72. Andy Willis, fourth quickest in the Williams Cosworth FW08C, 52.10. Paul Knapfield's massive Ferrari 712 Can-Am car is fifth with a 53.23. Chris Lock's Lotus 77 F1 car is 6th with a 54.39. Ender Garvey goes 7th in the Peugeot 405 T16 Pikes Peak machine, 55.77. And rounding out the top 8, Peter Schleifer in the Lola Chevrolet T310 with a 56.42. There are the times for all 11 cars we've run already, actually. Paul Smith 9th, 56.97 in the Ford Sierra Cosworth. David Tetley's Opel Manta Thunder Saloon, 57.34. And slowest of the runners so far, Peter Stevens in the V8 Vauxhall Carlton Thunder Saloon, 58.38. Very quick in the six-wheeled march, very twitchy. As he comes flying under the bridge in front of the house, hard on the brakes, over the crest into Moulcombe. Get it slowed down in time, Jeremy, turn it in, back on the power. That's a fantastic performance.
Very darting, this car, Henry.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Knocked a break there going into the flip wall.
Yes, and it jumped sideways as well. He's 3/10 down on the pace set by Dan Lloyd's Porsche of 49.65. What's he going to do? 50.28. He goes third. And I think that would have been quicker if he hadn't had that lock up at the wall. Right, so third quickest for Jeremy Smith's March 716 six-wheeler. Sub 240. Michael Bartels already on track in the Maserati MC12, 6-litre V12 Italian muscle car. Car that he's driven expensively in the FIA GT series, winning all the big international races, including the Spa 24 Hours. Here he comes over the crest. Keep it nice and neat on the right-hand side, get it turned in, back on the power, all the way up the avenue, and anxious moments as we come up to the spot where Rob Millen has made a bit of a mess on the course. Absolutely perfect. 8/10 up for Michael Bartels, very wide on the penultimate corner, just misses the bails. Can he keep it neat through the last left-hander and fire it over the line? What's it going to be? 48.01, yes indeed, he goes quickest. 131 miles an hour. Wow. Don't forget, fastest time so far is 45 or so from the Leyton house, Michael Crook. Good getaway off the line in the Nissan GT-R twin-turbo four-wheel drive monster from the FIA GT1 World Championship. He's the reigning champion. Bit messy on the second part of the first corner. Puts it on the grass at the apex. In the mouth moment as it runs a little bit deep on the approach to Moulcombe. Got that first right-hand element kink to deal with before you can get the car turned in, and he's 8/10 down. I think there must be some cement dust down at the flint wall because he's kicking up the dust. 49.07, he goes second. Goes second. Michael Bartels quickest, 48.01. Now here is a man not to miss, Anthony Reid. Former podium finisher at Le Mans, British Touring Car Championship race winner. He's been racing for a very, very long time. Very experienced, got inch perfect, running the Chevron out to the very edges of the strip of asphalt. And here he comes under the bridge, the little Chevron projectile. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Reid hard on the brakes into Moulcombe. And he gathers it all up. Blasts up the avenue towards the flint wall. There'll be a puff of smoke when he goes over the dust that's been left from the clean-up operation. Oh, so close. He's 1.35 seconds up, Anthony Reid. That's incredible. He's been cycling himself up for this run. Can he beat a 48.01? Yes, he can. 46.46. 1.5 seconds quicker. 131 miles an hour over the line. Goodness me, that's amazing. Just 2 cars to go. And it's Justin Law in the Jaguar. The tension is building here as our fastest 2 men, as they have them all weekend. Can they clip? Amazing. 46.46 from Anthony Reid. Keep an eye on this first split there. Currently 21.82 is the best time. And Justin stops the clock at, oh, he's 900th of a second on that. He can go quicker if he keeps it neat through the S's at the wall. He's safely through that bit, just got 2 corners to go. The long right, it's such a big car, that Jaguar. He has to be accurate. Back out into the daylight around the long left-hander. What's it going to be? 46.46 to beat, and across the line, 47.05. He goes second. Anthony Reid, quickest so far. 142 miles an hour over the line. That's amazing. Anthony Reid will be really happy with that time. Now, it all rests with this man, Gary Ward, in the 3.5 litre V8 Leyton House job. Comes to the first 2 corners. accurate, needs to place the car in exactly the right place on the course. He's done that round the first two corners. Look at the approach speed of this car over the crest into Molecombe. Yeah, very neat. He's the neatest person through Molecombe. Car glued to the ground with downforce. Where is he at the split? Smoked by the wall. He's down. He's 7/10 down on Anthony Reid. We could have a fastest time for a GT3 car. 46.46 is the time to beat. What's it going to be across the line? No, he hasn't done it. 46.80. Anthony Reid is the winner of our shootout in the Chevron. That is fantastic. He's beaten a Grand Prix car and a Le Mans winner, a Group C legend in the Silk Cut Jaguar. Anthony Reid wins the shootout. 46.46. That's absolutely awesome. Marcus, that's quite extraordinary time from Anthony. Right, and breathe. A little bit more relaxing. We've got our classes 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 now. The last three batches of cars. In fact, this is George Wingard in the Fiat S74 Grand Prix car running out of batch. This one in the first class of cars. Very loyal supporter of the Festival of Speed in this 14.2 litre four-cylinder Fiat. It is 101 years old. 1911. Italian machine. George Wingard and his riding mechanic. Careful on the approach there. Yes, there is some cement dust down that was picked up by everybody after Rod Millen's shunt on the approach to the wall. We're back into class order now that George Wingard has finished his climb, because the Vauxhall, the ex-Jerry Marshall dealer team Vauxhall Tin Topper has gone by. Here comes another of the cars. This is the Sprint 24-hour car that the late great Jerry Marshall shared with Peter Brock. This time he's been out in Old Nail as well, the Firenza Drootsnip machine. In fact, correction, it's Tim Moore, so they've got that, they've changed that caption. Oh, we've got a spinner, and he's brought it to a halt without touching anything. Well done, Mike Wilson. Round of applause for that. I'll give him 5.5 for artistic impression in his Armour All Mazda Cosworth Thunder Saloon. Carried a bit too much speed into Molecombe, and round she went. But, he's managed to get that going again under its own steam. No harm done. Here we go, here's the replay. Check out this for a motorised Torvill and Dean moment. The slow-mo, he turns it in, a bit too quick. Tries to catch the slide, but it's a little bit too late, and round it goes, pops onto the grass and stops before it hits the bales. Yeah.
We've got Piers Ward in Baby Bertha firing it up, waiting to go. He's only driven it once before this weekend. Drove it at a Burkitt 6-hour relay a few years ago.
Julian Majoub's run was spoiled, Marcus, in the Sunbeam Indianapolis. Red flags flew on the approach to Malcolm. By the time he got there, they were shut right off, so he may well get another go.
Flying from the exhaust of Michael Quave's arrows here, A9B.
Shuts the throttle on the 500 brake 5-litre V8. Michael Quaife running out of batch in the USF&G Barclay Arrows BMW Turbo Grand Prix car. Another car that emits a wonderful soundtrack.
In the fastest times section. Michael Quaife running in place of Shared top again. Michael taking the right to Robert Hunt is next up then. Sally Mason steering the GT40. Marco Rollins should be next with the first Formula 1 Brabham BT3. John Berringer and Sauber. This is essentially the second tranche of cars in the runoffs. It's not the top 20, but the runners-up, if you like.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
I can actually give you a running order as we go down. So we've got Marco Rollinger here, then from Luxembourg with the Jack Brabham, Denny Holm, Ian Raby car, the Brabham BT3. Ron Toronac design.
World Championship Brabham ring not coming for a year later when Dan Gurney won at Rouen.
With the South Mercedes C9. Mighty machine. A real classic silver arrow. Then we should have Manfred Lebeck with the Shelby team Ford Mustang. Car that's going to the Spa 6 Hours in September, all being well. Bob Tullius and Ronnie Bucknam, the occasional Honda Formula 1 driver, shared this car in period.
I've got some times, Marcus, to read out from that staggeringly exciting top 20 shootout. Confirmation of Anthony Reid's sensational win in the Chevron GT3, car number 168 in your programmes. 46.46 seconds gives him victory over Gary Ward's Leyton House Judd Grand Prix car of 46.80. Justin Law finishing third in the Jaguar, 47.05. Fourth, Michael Bartels in the Maserati MC12, 48.01. Fifth, Michael Crum in the Nissan GT-R, of 49.07. Sixth, Daniel Lloyd, he was quickest for a while in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup, 49.65. Andrew Beaumont, seventh in the Lotus Cosworth 76, 49.74. Jeremy Smith in the six-wheeled March, of 50.28.
There's 2 or 3 runners here with Pat Thomas, the Lotus 47, Dick Last on the Parnell-MG, Lucas Hooney, the Ferrari, Rupert Cleveley with the Peugeot. But we do have Didier Silk with his Jordan 191. Dick Last is coming to the line, that's good news. Lovely for the Porsche. Precision engineer Richard Last.
The beautiful Jordan 191, the 7-up car of 1991. First foray into Grand Prix racing. at the wheel. Live Watcherette racer.
Slightly random order now. We've got Ernst Schuss, Nicky Lauda, 312 Ferrari, Formula 1 car. Here is Peugeot car of Rupert Cleveley. Dassault, the Mirage fighter maker.
Wonderfully sonorous flat 12 Ferrari 312T. Disappears out of my sight and up towards the wall as Richard Last crosses the line in the Parnell-MG. There's the Peugeot, Rupert Cleveley, under the bridge and up towards the midpoint of the climb at Molecombe Corner. 3.5 litre V10, non-turbocharged F1 engined missiles that thrilled sports car racing fans in the early 90s. World Sports Car Championship as we knew it.
Here's Rob Newell with Chris Jakes' staggering six-wheeled Maserati HCM. Grade 8 motor car. Here is car in period.
A wonderful picture of this car on page 7 of the entry supplement in the programme. Bertha fully committed in the 3-litre supercharged 8-cylinder machine. Rupert Cleveley is across the line.
Got spots of rain as Peter Zakowski comes to the line with his fabulous Zakspeed Turbo 3. Flat bottomed with massive Venturi under that long rear wing. Turbocharged motor. Fresh out of restoration, as he was saying to Bruce Jones, top of the hill. That's Ludwig's championship car.
I absolutely love that car. I think that might be my best in show this year.
Dom the judges would most like to take home with them, kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. High on my list too.
Got a brake light bulb up to the back, careless.
Then. And now we have the Silent Sam missile, the Lord Drayson experimental Lola. Entertaining everyone with burnouts down here, silently of course. Here is the chirp of the tyres.
It's powered by 4 electric motors, isn't it? Lola built
Apparently
machine. Amazing. Ex-government minister Paul Drayson, who quit that job in 2007 to pioneer green technology in racing. Developed about 850 horsepower and looks to all intents and purposes like a traditional LMP coupe.
Yeah, it sounds like kind of supersonic underground train as it leaves.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
It's amazing. It leaves the line. What do we get next? The Spirit of Le Mans 76 Greenwood Corvette, an extravagantly winged machine. Steve Golden taking it to Le Mans Classic next week.
Is it Johnny Cocker in that car, Marcus, the Drayson Lola? Whether it's Johnny or Paul Drayson, it's successfully at the top of the hill. 53.53, 115 miles an hour. Spirit of Le Mans Chevy Corvette. This is a absolutely classic machine. 7-litre V8 muscle car. Qualified 6th for the 1976 Le Mans 24 Hours. 220 miles an hour at Le Mans.
It's Richard Bateman's Spice SE90C away. Cosworth V8 car. Tim Morley brings the Bastos Rover into stage. Jeff Allen, Danny Holm car.
Still watching the Chevrolet Corvette Le Mans car as Desiree Wilson thunders past in the Cosworth Spice LMP2 car. Steve Golding is across the line in the Corvette. He told Bruce earlier on this morning that the car hasn't been in Europe since it raced at Le Mans in '76, and it's off to Le Mans again soon for the Le Mans Classic meeting, which will be great. Rover SD1 European touring car machine a proper workout. Malcolm very twitchy on the way out. Great to see.
Solid race for Frank Kitty, only just missed the runoff by 1 place, 21st quickest. The Lola Cosworth T297 powered Group 6 Lola, the early 70s, veteran of several Le Mans 24 hours.
That's probably quite close to your best in show award, isn't it, Marcus?
I love them. I think they're just wonderful cars.
Yeah.
I think raced at 294. It's
European two-wheeler sports car championship, fantastic series. Yes. Ryan Redden, Chris Craft, great names from that era of sports car racing.
Bertha, he was twice runner-up.
Yes.
GT3.
That's unbelievable. I hope I'm half that quick when I'm that age.
That, I think, training my neck over the bales to see whether anything else is coming. No, it's a course car. So that's the end of the batch, ladies and gentlemen. Thoroughly entertaining it was too, if split.
That top 10 shootout was so extraordinary. Almost served to heighten the tension with the delay halfway through after Rod Millen's off.
Yes, it did. A little bit of dust the marshals put down there where Rod's car came to rest. That's, I think, what exacerbated the brake lock up on Jeremy Smith's car.
Yes.
But saw those subsequently go through. Justin Law and of course Anthony Reid charged through it.
Anthony's homework down there, asking about how much mess there was, has paid off.
And of course, he shared that car with Jordan Webb all weekend, so he hasn't done the full number of runs. He claimed to have done 6 runs.
That's right, yes, shared it, hasn't he, with Jordan Webb. Here's confirmation on the big screens around the site. Then Anthony Reid wins the shootout of 46.46, ahead of Gary Ward in the Leyton House Judd of 46.80. Justin Law third in the Jaguar 47.05. Michael Bartels fourth, 48.01. in the Maserati MC12. Michael Crum takes 5th in the Nissan GT-R 49.07. Just ahead of Daniel Lloyd. Young Daniel in the Porsche GT3 Cup 49.65. He goes 6th. 7th Andrew Beaumont in the Lotus Cosworth 76 49.74. 8th fastest Jeremy Smith, who came out of sequence in the March Cosworth 240 50.28. 9th quickest David Donner in his self-built Pikes Peak DD3 Chevy powered machine 51.72. Andy Willis in the Williams Cosworth FW8C 52.10. He goes 10th. 11th Paul Natfield in the Ferrari 712 53.23. Ahead of Johnny Cocker in the Lola Drayson B12 69 EV at 53.53. Chris Locke in the JPS Lotus 77 54.39. Enda Garvey's Peugeot 405 Pikes Peak Monster 55.77 gives that car 14th. 15th fastest Peter Zakowski in the Ford Zakspeed Capri Group 5 car 56.03. 16th fastest Peter Schleifer in the Lola Chevrolet T310 56.42. have some highlights from that last batch there. It's been a very eventful hour indeed. And David Tetley kicked it off in that fearsome Opel Manta Thunder Saloon.
Yes, he finished just behind Peter Schleifer and ahead of Peter Stevens, 57.34. David Tetley, 8.38 for Peter Stevens. Do you think that Chevron Racing will do a special limited edition version of this GR8 GT3, calling it GT3 FOS or something? GT3
Yeah, it should be,
GH with Goodwood Hillclimb.
Chevron
on the back of it.
GT3 AR. David Donner in the extraordinary DD3 Chevrolet, even the 5172 in that car.
Let's not set up for the top.
No. Here's the moment it all went wrong for Rod Millen in the Toyota Tacoma. Watch from the onboard, he comes over the crest into Moulcombe, carries too much speed, ends up on the grass, keeps the throttle buried, steers into it, but when it gets back on the tarmac, it bites. And it's too late.
Just had mud on one rear tyre, I'd have thought, wasn't it? Like the grass, one rear tyre, shot it across the road.
Yeah, very possibly, yeah. He just gets it straight with all four wheels on the tarmac and it goes again. And unfortunately, hits the bales and sustains suspension damage and takes the front spoiler off that car. It was recovered. The clean-up was done quickly by the marshals up at the wall, and we were underway again. And young Dan Lloyd came out of the box in the Porsche to take a class-leading 49.65. At that point, it was a mighty, mighty impressive climb from the youngster. And Jeremy Smith had a very entertaining climb to go very oversteery by the wall as he went over that cement dust to record a 50.28. Michael Bartels, when he went, was the quickest so far, 48.01 seconds he achieved in that V12 Maserati. And here was the climb of the weekend, in my opinion. Anthony Reid in the Chevron GT3. Look at the commitment from the vastly experienced Scott. Hard on the brakes over the crest at Moulcombe, get it tucked in. Super commitment. The onboard footage of Anthony as he was just so close to that wall. That was incredible. He slams across the line at over 130 miles an hour. It's a great shot up in the top paddock of Anthony. 46.46 gives him the nod over Gary Ward, who recorded a 46.80, and Justin Law a 47.05. Those were your top three finishers, as they were, albeit in a slightly different order after the qualifying run. Amazing stuff.